I got in touch because I had a visit to the hospital. It's not something I do very often, and I was just so struck with how kind everybody had been that I just felt the hospital should know they were doing such a good job. Yes, I got a pack of information with lots of details about the procedure, but also there were some preparatory things that I had to do, and those instructions were all there as well. I did have a minor question about food I could eat, so I rang the hospital a few days before, but it was very comprehensive information. I was naturally anxious about the outcome, but I was also anxious about the procedure itself. Was it going to be very uncomfortable? Was it going to hurt? What was the whole thing going to be like? So some nervousness around the unknown and anxiety about the procedure and the outcome. Yeah, so I arrived at the hospital and the endoscopy department was quite clearly signposted, so I went straight there. The ladies on reception said good morning to me. Every single person I encountered said good morning, was offering to help me if I looked like I was lost. A gentleman said good morning to me as he was walking in. As it turns out, he was the doctor. I didn't know that. He was just a person I met along the way. And it's just such a lovely, friendly environment, and that does put you at ease. No, as I say, finding the right area of the hospital was easy because it was well signposted. People were helpful. If I'd had a question or a problem, I'm confident that they would have resolved it or given me the information I needed. So no, there were no problems at all. I started off with a chat with a nurse who explained things that was useful. If I'd had any questions, they were answered. And then when I went through to the actual procedure itself, there were lots of people to help me. You know, where do I sit? Where do I lie? And there was a sense of humour. You know, in the process, people were saying things that were amusing, and that helps put you at your ease. So generally, it was all just friendly and caring. Yes, and I'll say, you know, quite openly, I come into this from a position of trust, because those are the medical professionals. If they tell me something is needed, I'm going to believe them because I trust them. I did feel informed all the way along the line, and whatever was happening next was explained to me, and I have a sense I know the why as to why things were done, but I understood what they were doing and why. Yes, completely. Yeah, I mean, obviously I got a questionnaire after the appointment and I filled that in and sent it back. But I actually wanted to go further than that, and that's what prompted me to send a proactive email. It's really hard to get an entire organisation to be so friendly and caring, you know, right from the moment you walk through the door to when you go home. So I wanted the people that are responsible for embedding that culture into the hospital to know that it works. And my goodness, it makes such a difference to me as a patient. I don't go to hospital very often. I didn't know what was going to happen. I knew there was going to be bits that would be unpleasant. It was all a bit worrying, but I actually walked out feeling better than I had walking in, because everybody had just been so kind, so caring. I expected great quality of medical care. I expected people to be kind because they're in caring professions. What struck me was how that was just everywhere I turned. Every person I encountered was friendly, polite, said good morning, and just put me at my ease. And I think to accomplish a team that can do that should be recognised, because it's really hard, but it worked. No, no, my experience when I rang and asked questions was good. So no, there's nothing I can suggest. I think if I had to go back to Wimborne Hospital for anything, I would automatically feel less anxious because my experience was so kind and friendly and helpful and supportive. So I'd feel if I had a choice, I would choose Wimborne Hospital because of how lovely everybody is, and that makes a huge difference. So I definitely would feel better about it than I did when you just no idea what you're walking into. But if you do have to have a procedure, I would recommend Wimborne Hospital and the team that I saw there without hesitation, because they just made something that could have been a really rubbish day actually quite lovely because of how well I was cared for and how they put me at ease. So I'd have absolutely no hesitation to saying to someone, go, because the team there are really great.